Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at the 2026 BYD Qin L EV, a sedan from the Chinese brand BYD that aims to combine advanced electric, hybrid powertrain, smart tech and a value-oriented price tag. We're going to walk through everything, from how it looks outside, front, side, rear, what the interior is like, how it performs, what the pricing picture is like, and what to watch for if you're considering buying one, some suggestions for potential buyers, and then wrap it up with a summary. Let's jump in. Starting with the exterior. From the front, the Qin L EV presents a clean, modern face. The styling continues BYD's dragon face design language. The headlight units are slim, sharp, with upward pointing accents sometimes described as dragon whiskers. The lower grille or intake area is large and gives it a purposeful stance. The hood flows into this front fascia in a way that gives a bit of presence on the road. It doesn't scream ultra-aggressive performance car, but it looks refined, contemporary and catches the eye. The paint quality and panel gaps based on available reports appear decent, especially considering the price segments. Moving along to the side profile, the proportions are in the midsize sedan class. The length, width and wheelbase give it a solid footprint. For the pure EV version of the Qin L EV, a close relative, the length is about 4,720 mm, with approximately 1,880 mm and wheelbase approximately 2,820 mm. The side also shows a strong waistline, a gently sloping roofline towards the back, fastback cues, and some sporty touches like hidden or flush door handles and clean character lines. All of this helps the car avoid looking boxy. The wheels and tire size vary by trim, and in higher trims you'll likely see larger alloy wheels which help the stance. The mirrors, window line and roofline combination lend it a sleek silhouette, and the rear overhang is reasonable, helping cabin space without overly extending the body. At the back the design continues well. You'll find a full-width taillight bar, a through-type design which gives a modern and connected look. The lower bumper and diffuser treatment are tidy. There aren't huge fins or massive spoilers, thereby keeping things elegant and balanced. The rear reflects the design language of the front and sides, and it all ties together. One practical benefit to the rear is that the trunk opening appears large, the rear glass gives good visibility, and the lighting signature will help with visibility and aesthetics. Overall, the exterior manages to combine modern style, good proportions and a value price without glaring compromises. If you're filming B-roll, capture the front three-quarter, side profile in motion, and rear detail with the lighting signature, it'll give viewers a good sense of presence. Next, let's step inside and look at the interior of the Qin L EV. Upon opening the door you'll notice that BYD has gone with a fairly modern cockpit layout. In top trims you'll find things like a large rotating or floating central infotainment display. For example, the related Qin L EV offers a 15.6-inch central screen in higher trims. There's also a decent-sized digital instrument cluster, for example 8.8-inch or larger in base trim, up to a 12-inch head-up display in higher trims according to the specifications. The materials appear to be competitive for the segment: soft touch on the dash in many spots, clean stitching, well-integrated infotainment and air vent design. The center console is simplified. In some models BYD has replaced a traditional gear lever with an electronic shifter column-mounted selector, which gives more space around the armrest, storage and wireless phone charging pad. You'll also find comfort features like power-adjustable front seats in higher trims, multi-zone climate control, ambient lighting, and in some markets even a small built-in refrigerator compartment. In terms of space, given the wheelbase and overall footprint, rear passengers should have good legroom and headroom, especially compared to subcompact sedans, making it practical for families. On the technology front you'll find BYD's DiLink 100 infotainment system, in relevant variants offering features like voice control, smartphone connectivity, perhaps a head-up display and advanced driver assistance hardware. The cabin finish and ergonomics overall feel well thought out for the price. You won't get ultra-premium luxury like a high-end German sedan, but you get many of the modern features that matter. The only caveats may be things like brand familiarity outside China, service network, some software quirks, as with many cars entering new markets, so it's worth checking that locally. Also, visibility in the rear may be slightly compromised by the sloping roofline, so it's a trade-off between style and practicality. Now turning to performance and powertrain. The term L EV suggests low-emission vehicle, or dedicated electric, hybrid variant. For the pure EV version close to the Qin L EV, we have two battery options, a 46.08 kWh pack, in base trim giving approximately 470 km CLTC range, and a 56.64 kWh pack giving approximately 545 km CLTC. In that variant the motor options are 110 kilowatts, approximately equals 148 horsepower, and 160 kilowatts, approximately equals 215 horsepower, respectively. Acceleration, for example 0 to 50 km per hour, can be 4.1s base, or 3.1s higher variant, in China spec. For the plug-in hybrid version, related model Qin L EV, the powertrain combines a 1.5-liter petrol engine, 74 kilowatts, 126 Nm plus an electric motor, 120 kilowatts, 160 kilowatts versions, and the pure EV range is approximately 128 kilometers. Fuel consumption after battery depletion is extremely low, 2.79 L, 100 kilometers in NEDC for the PHEV version. So in performance terms the car offers strong value. The electric version gives very competitive range and brisk acceleration for the price. The hybrid version gives incredible fuel efficiency and a long total range. Some sources state combined driving range of approximately 2,100 kilometers for that PHEV model, which is remarkable. Handling and ride quality appear solid for a car in this class. The chassis is tuned for comfort with independent rear suspension in some variants, helping ride quality and refinement. One thing to note, as always, real-world efficiency and range will vary with driving style, terrain, climate, load, etc. Some disclaimers mention that CLTC China cycle tends to give higher range numbers than strict real-world WLTP or other tests. Overall though, for buyers looking for value, this is a very appealing proposition. Let's now talk about pricing and what that means, with caveats for local markets. In China the pure EV Qin L EV launched with a starting price of RMB 119,800, approximately equals 16,530 United States dollars, for the base variant, and higher trims at RMB 129,800, RMB 139,800. For the hybrid Qin L EV model the limited time launch price was as low as RMB 92,800 minus 102,800, approximately equals $13,600 minus 15,100 in China. Of course, if you're in Pakistan, you'll need to factor in import duties, shipping, left versus right-hand drive availability, service network, etc. So the on-the-ground price could be significantly higher. But the key takeaway is, BYD is competing aggressively on value. When comparing to other brands in the segment, the specs for the money are very compelling. That said, you should check warranty, local support, availability of parts, charging infrastructure for EV version, and resale value. Also, pay attention to which variant you're getting, battery size, motor spec, features, because sometimes entry pricing looks very attractive but the base spec may omit features you want. Now suggestions. If you're considering the Qin LEV, here are some specific points to think about. First, decide whether you want the pure EV version or the plug-in hybrid LEV version. If your local infrastructure supports regular charging, the EV version gives excellent range and performance. If however you have less reliable charging or longer distances where petrol infrastructure is better, the hybrid version might be more practical. Secondly, check the battery size and variant. More range always costs more, but may save you stress and cost in the long term. Third, look into local dealer service support. Even though BYD is globalizing, if your region has limited official support for this model yet, you'll want to ask about parts, servicing, software updates, warranty. Fourth, test drive it and see how it handles your local roads. Ride comfort, noise, visibility, climate control and heating, cooling performance are important. Fifth, consider long-term ownership costs, charging, fuel cost, maintenance, insurance, and importantly resale value. Electric hybrid technology evolves quickly, so knowing how this brand model holds value is key. Sixth, check whether left-hand drive versus right-hand drive versions matter. For Pakistan you'd need right-hand drive if that is standard, and whether import versions are compatible with local regulations and infrastructure. Finally, if you're in a Pakistani context, factor local terrain, weather, hot summers, possible high usage, availability of fast charging, cooling system, battery thermal management, and service network coverage. Wrapping up, the 2026 BYD Qin LEV is a very interesting sedan. The exterior styling is sharp and modern, the interior punches above its price with tech and comfort, the performance and efficiency figures, especially for the hybrid variant, are impressive, and the pricing strategy makes it very compelling in markets where import and support make economic sense. It may not yet have the brand cachet of long-established luxury European cars, and as with any newer global model you'll want to check local support, but for value-focused buyers this car is one to definitely consider. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this review, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth car reviews. Drop a comment below. What do you think about the BYD Qin L EV? Would you buy one? What's most important to you in a car like this? We'll be back soon with another review. Until next time, drive safely and keep exploring.